Hello, fellow detectives. Welcome to Unlocked, the official podcast for all things Nancy Drew from Her Interactive. I am your host, Tammy Tuckey, and this week we welcome marketing coordinator Lindsay Stevens to the show. Welcome, Lindsay.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me on your show.
It's great to talk to somebody who I always see in the Twitch streams, because I know you're doing a couple this week. I think you were doing Kapu Cave, right? You were working on that yesterday.
Yeah, that
right?
is the one. And we're doing good, except the file closed on us as we were playing, so that's okay. But
that's always really the bummer. It's like you work so hard and you get up to that point. But the Twitch streams are always so exciting, so I'm glad I get to talk to Lindsay today on the show, listeners, because I just love her and Kalina's, Little Jackalope's, banter back and forth. It's so much fun to see you guys having a ball playing these games. It's fun. You know what I mean? It brings everybody together with the group chats and everything.
Oh, totally. It's a lot of fun. I love seeing everyone comment on the side because, our fans, and we have really, just shout out to the fans really quick. We have really very nice and gentle and friendly fans on the chat feed, and it's really fun because when we engage with them and stuff, and they're very funny, and I don't know, they have a lot to add to it. So I enjoy interacting with So.
They are the best. That's what makes us keep going, because we know as long as you're liking what we're doing, we just want to put out the best work we can and entertain everybody. So So as a Nancy Drew fan, let's start off with your first Her Interactive game and your first Nancy Drew book. Tell me all about that.
Let's see. My first Nancy Drew book, I think, was probably Secret of the Old Clock. I think that's the first one. I read that one. It's been a long time since I've read a lot of the books. The most recent one I read was The Tolling Bell, I think. But but that one I read, I think, in elementary school, and I remember really enjoying it and being kind of on the edge of my seat. And it was cool because Nancy's just, she's so cool. I mean, she's both classy and she can be girly and stuff, but at the same time, she's level-headed. She keeps a sharp lookout for different clues and different things. That she doesn't let things get to her easily. So that was always really cool to see. It's like you're competent and you're enjoyable to read about. So I thought that was cool. And then I really thought it was cool how it was translated over to the games. I think I'm trying to think. I think the first game that I played was either Stay Tuned for Danger or The Secret of Shadow Ranch. I got those games kind of around the same time. And let's see, I think it was late elementary school, early middle school, somewhere in there. So I was pretty young. And I do remember though, when I first got the games, I was like, oh, this looks cool, but I wasn't like stoked because I was still kind of on toys at that point in my life. I was like, yeah, dolls are still pretty cool. I don't know. So, but then I started playing them and I was like, oh my gosh, these are amazing. And then I ended up playing them with my siblings and my cousins, and that was a really cool bonding point for us. We would sometimes get together just specifically to play the games. So yeah, Nancy Drew's been in my life for a while. So
and working as a marketing coordinator, can you talk about you choosing that career path early on in college? And because you sent me a couple of past little short films and little clips that you used for commercials for other companies, and they're just so well made. So what kind of drove you into that direction?
Well, honestly, I was initially interested in actually developing computer games or video games. So when I first got into college, like a lot of people, I was like, I have no idea what I want to do. And then in one of the first kind of college 101 classes, someone came by and from UW because I was at the community college at Cascadia there, and they share a campus. So we had someone from University of Washington, the Bothell campus, and they came by with kind of a bunch of flyers and talking about, oh, here's, if you end up transferring to UW Bothell, here are some of the courses that we offer. And I saw one for game design, and it was almost immediate. I was like, oh, that would be really cool to be part of something like that, to make games. That'd be so much fun. And so then I started pursuing more of that path. And then I ended up majoring in interactive media design, which is a little bit different than that. It's kind of like making games or apps or physical installations, so anything interactive media related. So that was kind of the direction it was going. But I still had the intent of hopefully designing video games. And the marketing aspect, that was part of the major. We looked a little bit into that, but that didn't really cross my mind until I came across the marketing internship that Her Interactive was offering. And that I remember towards the end of college, they really pushed all of us students, saying, hey, just FYI, employers nowadays, they say that they expect, one internship under your belt, and they prefer two. And so towards the end of my schooling, I was like, I should probably get on that. I should get some internships under my belt. And I was thinking, where would be a cool place to go? What would be a fun place to work for? And then I remember thinking it was kind of a far off idea. It was like, oh, maybe Her Interactive is hiring, that would be really cool, but I doubt it. And then I looked on the site, and I saw, oh, there's a marketing internship kind of thing. Oh no, actually, before that, I had emailed them before I saw the internship, and then I was kind of saying, hey, I'm interested. If there's ever a position opening, let me know. And the initial response was, hey, we don't have anything right now, but, email back in the future. We'll consider you. And I was like, okay, fair enough. And then later on, I saw the marketing internship had opened up, and I saw what the skill set required. And it's kind of different year by year. It varies a little bit. But for that year, the skills that they wanted me to have, I was like, okay, I think I've got most of these. And hey, if nothing else, I'd be interning at a game company that makes Nancy Drew games. So how crazy could it be? In either case, I get to work there and be there. And so then I applied for it, and there were a couple other places that I was looking at too, and I was like, I don't know if I'll get it, but you never know. I'll just see. And then one thing led to another, and each time I got further and further into the process, I was more and more surprised. I was like, is this really happening, or am I just dreaming all of this? And then, long story short, here I am. So I didn't anticipate being necessarily in more the marketing aspect, but what I get to do here is a lot of fun. So it turned out to be a very, very pleasant surprise. So,
and I know one of the first projects you got to work on was Codes and Clues, correct?
Yes, yeah, that's correct.
And what specifically did you work on that? Because I actually really enjoy playing that app. It's fun. You know what I mean? I know it's for a little bit of a younger audience, but it's so cute and fun.
It is. I know. I didn't work on the app. I actually came after the app was created, but I did for a while. That was kind of my primary focus, was the social media aspect of that, and kind of promoting that. So for that, I would make graphics that would have puzzles or just fun sayings or introducing the characters, or so just different random things that we could post on social media. And then every once in a while, I'd get to do a video for the channel. Let's see, I worked on the Let's Investigate series, and that was a lot of fun. And then some coding videos to kind of go along with it, because it is an app that helps teach people to code. Really, I mean, and like you say, it is directed towards younger kids. It's kind of around the 4 to 8 year old range. But honestly, if you're new to coding and you have no idea what you're looking at, that's a great place to start, I think, because it really kind of goes into the basics of how to code, as far as how to think like a coder. So it kind of teaches you the principles like looping or sequencing and that kind of thing. So I get to make videos and social media posts and a few other odds and ends things, and they were related to the app and either coding or Nancy Drew, or all that kind of thing. But it was really fun. It's a lot of fun to make those things because it's a very collaborative environment here, and then at the same time there's also a lot of room for creativity. So just being able to exercise that creative muscle is a lot of fun. There are just many days where I can't believe that I get to call this my job.
I know, to be a fan and then be able to work for the company that you have grown to love over the years is something that is a unique experience, basically. So what is that environment like when you're there with your coworkers?
Honestly, it's awesome. I remember when I first kind of arrived, I was completely I was fangirling like crazy. I was walking through the building like, oh, I can't believe this is the place where they make everything. And then I meet people and I think, oh, I can't believe that I'm meeting the marketing director, and I can't believe I'm meeting the administrator person and the creators of the games. And I was just kind of blown away by all that. It didn't quite feel real. You get there and you're thinking, I feel like this is just a tour of the place, and then I'm going to go home and then actually have to look for another job or something. But no, it was real, and it turned out to be so interesting. And it's really cool because as I got to know the people here, you see how incredibly smart they are, and how hardworking and stuff. And it was really cool. It's honestly beyond just being the place where they make the games. You can tell why the games have been so good up to now. It's because there have been people who care about Nancy Drew and portraying her correctly. They care about making quality stuff. They have a good time together. It's a very open and collaborative environment and stuff, and it's very conducive to getting work done well, and it's a great work environment. So combine the fangirlingness of being in the same place where Nancy Drew games were made, with a quality work environment. It was really it's awesome.
And you get to be a partner in crime with Little Jackalope in these Twitch parties. So when did they originally begin, for those who have never really heard about them and what they exactly are? When did they begin and what inspired them?
Well, I actually started joining in with the Twitch streams a few months after Little Jackalope did, because she started, I think, in February of 2016, I think. And I think she started with The Secret of Shadow Ranch. But so the Twitch streams are, if you go onto Twitch, I think twitchtv.com. Anyway, so Twitch is the platform, but it's basically we play through the games together and we stream it, and then people can watch live and they can comment and we can interact with them that way. And it's a lot of fun. So it's a great way, honestly, to interact with the fans in general, because since everyone's there at the same time, you can answer questions, you can hear feedback and stuff, and so that's really cool. But yeah, so that's kind of essentially what Twitch is. But yeah, if you're listening to this, you should join in. Yeah, so beyond that, but we do them once a month. We play through one game from start to finish, and occasionally it's pretty fun. We get to show some kind of behind the scenes stuff. So if there's any concept art, or if there's any cool just art or just fun facts or whatever that we know, we get to share those as well. And Little Jackalope, she's been here for a while, and she did a lot of testing, and she's been with the group, or with the group. She's been with the company at least. Assisting with testing or whatever, and then also interning and then working. So she's been with the company for a while, which you all know if you've listened to her podcast, and you should listen to that because it's great. But because she's been here for a while, she knows a lot of that behind the scenes stuff. So it's as much a pleasure for the fans, or for me, as it is for the fans. So yeah, so it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I remember after the first time I was in on one of the Twitch streams, I went home and talked to my family and said, "Yeah, this is what I got to do today." And my little sister looked at me and she's like, "Your job is not real. I don't believe that it's a real job." Like you get paid to play a game with your coworkers and to live stream it. Like that's just awesome. And I was like, yeah, you're right. You're totally right. It's great. That's obviously not everything, but it is a fun thing that we get to do periodically.
So does this mean that at some point you'll be able to, also add on your own work for future Nancy Drew games? Or what is that concept like? Or are they going to add more for Codes and Clues? Are you going to be, incorporating some more of your talents into some work there for the company?
We will see what the future holds. You never know. So it honestly depends on the game, and it depends on like how it pertains to what we're talking about that day, I guess. So you never know down the road.
I like it. Keep it a mystery. I like it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I'll keep an eye out, because I love the Twitch party, and I do really love your work. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for you. So It'll be cool to see what happens. And we haven't had this on the show in a while. So our 5 locked clues, just 5 questions related to Nancy and her friends. So here we go. First one, first Nancy Drew game.
First Nancy Drew game, either Secret of Shadow Ranch or Stay Tuned for Danger.
Your favorite Nancy Drew game?
Oh, at this point, I'd have to say Warnings at Waverly Academy, although it changes periodically. But that's the current one, I think.
Who are you going to call? Ned Nickerson, the Hardy Boys, or Bess and George?
I think one of the duos, probably the Hardy Boys. It's just fun to have the banter back and forth between them in addition to hints and stuff.
Who would you choose between the two? This is not part of the unlocked clues, but who is it, Frank or Joe?
Joe, man. Joe. He's hilarious. I know. He's so underrated.
I know. I love him. And our next question, what place from one of Nancy's past cases would you like to visit and see for yourself?
Ooh, probably Greece.
And finally, what character besides Nancy and her friends do you think you would get along with if you met them in person?
I would probably say either Ryan from The Deadly Device or Miwako from Shadow at the Water's Edge. They both I like their personalities. For Ryan, she's just quirky and unashamed of it. And for Miwako, I feel like as you kind of peel back the layers, you see that she's got I just think she has a really cool personality, and it'd be fun to be friends with. So yeah, probably those two.
I like it. We unlocked everything. Good. Yes.
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to mention before we kind of close our conversation?
At this point, probably just kind of working on general videos or graphics. It's probably a lot of that for the moment, but you never know. I mean, it changes all the time. We wear lots of hats around here, so yeah. So you never know. You never know.
Well, I cross my fingers, because when we have you back on the show, that will be something relevant to maybe something up and coming. I'm crossing my fingers for that.
Yeah, you never know.
And I'm glad we could finally talk, Lindsay. This was so much fun because, watching you on Twitch all the time is fun, chatting, but getting to chat with you one-on-one is a whole different ballpark and fun. So much fun. So thank you.
Yeah, it's fun to chat with you. You do a great job in these podcasts, by the way. It's like,
oh, thank you. Oh, I appreciate it. I know we need to have another group conversation with Kalina and yourself and myself, just, chatting, because I find it so fun, because we're all on this scale of big Nancy Drew fans and being a part of the company. It's so unique. So again, if you could describe your experience, being a part of Her Interactive and being a part of Nancy Drew's universe using one word, what would that be?
Oh, incredible.